Hello everybody, welcome back to Robot Attack. My name is Scotter715, and as per usual, again, we're here every month to talk about what games we played in the previous month, and I still have Smokinace007. How are you? I hit my headphones.
Not too bad. How about yourself? I'm doing pretty well. How are you doing?
Yeah, good. I'm excited. By the way, I kind of forgot to mention last stream that it's kind of obvious that me and Smokin' Ace stream a lot of games. You could check out Smokinace007 on Twitch, twitch.tv/Smokinace007. Not sure if I mentioned
Nice and
that.
simple. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, you created that username for a reason, so... But yeah, check him out because he's I'm forcing him to be on this, so it's the least you could do in return favor for him, right? So yeah, we'll get started right away. Right away. What were your games last month? What were you? Anything exciting?
Probably the biggest one. I guess I'll get to that one in a second. But I played more of The Outer Worlds, which I really like that game. That one's been a lot of fun. Mostly playing that, and played a little bit more Final Fantasy VIII. But the biggest one that I wanted to play for quite some time, I finally played and beat Cuphead.
Oh yeah.
Which I've wanted to play that one for quite a few years now, just never got around to it. So that one is kind of my big one that I'm very happy that I was able to complete.
So at the end of that game, were you like super satisfied? Like, oh my god, I could like beat Dark Souls 3 now. Like anything's possible. Or
Close. It's definitely one of the reasons that I really enjoyed it was that it is a very challenging game, but it's also very rewarding. So, if you play any other platformer or side scroller or anything, when you get to the end of a level, you feel accomplished. You beat a level in Mario or Mega Man or, anything like that. You go, okay, I did something good. But with Cuphead, I don't think there was a single level that I beat in one try. No, I take that back. There's a couple of, there's these levels where you kind of have to protect this vase or this urn from ghosts that are trying to hit it. And I beat one or two of those in one try, but that one's not too intricate and too difficult, but every other level took me, a minimum of, 10, 15 tries, if not a lot more. But when you got to the end of it, you really felt like, all right, not that I've mastered this game, but you know what? I was able to accomplish this goal, and it was a struggle to get there, but you can still do it. So yeah, I do liken it. I like that you brought up Dark Souls, where it can be very difficult and it can knock you down, but not to the point where you don't want to pick it up immediately again and try again. Like, oh man, I was really close on that time. And with that, with every level, when you die, it shows you like a progress meter. So you kind of know where you were in the level. Like, oh man, I only made it halfway. Or there were plenty of times where I was on a boss fight and your little Cuphead icon is basically touching the end goal, but you didn't beat it. So you go, okay, I was 2 shots away. So it's nice to see that kind of instant feedback of where you are within that level. And that just makes it, so much more enticing to want to try again and try again and try again, and then finally beat that level.
Yeah. Do you think, so now that you beat Cuphead, do you think, you're like, I'm done with this game for another, like, forever, I could uninstall it, or do you feel like, you're like, you know what, that was a great game, I want to go back, I can, maybe beat this boss a little bit quicker, I know what I'm doing, or, like, what's the playability on stuff like that for you?
For me, a lot of times after I beat a game, I don't necessarily go back to it. There are, of course, exceptions. I do have those games that I could pick up and play at any point. But a lot of times, if I beat something, I have a hard time going back to it because, I've already beaten it and I want to move on to something else. But with Cuphead, I can see myself going back to it. I don't know if I'll ever do like an expert run on it, or if I will try to get the perfect rating for every single level or not. But it is a really fun game. Like I know, for a lot of people that are big into video games and stuff, they've already played it. They played it, a couple of years ago when it came out. But I really want a sequel. Like I would love for the next generation of consoles to have Cuphead 2 as a launch game. But getting back to the your question of going back to it or not, I can see myself playing it more. Not sure if I'll stream it or not. I might, just depending. I haven't tried any of the levels on expert yet, but because I think you have to beat the game first before you unlock expert. But I haven't tried any of them. But maybe I'll give a couple of the levels a try, and then if I think I can do it, maybe I'll stream that, or maybe it'll just be something I just kind of play on the side when I'm trying to kill a little bit of time or something. But I can definitely see myself playing it more. And since I have it on Switch, having that portability is a huge bonus. If I've got to take the car in to get work done, or I'm home for lunch and I just want to play it really quick and don't want to have to turn on the TV and the PlayStation or get on the computer or something. So having the portability of the Switch, I can definitely see I can see myself playing more Cuphead, and I probably will.
Mm. Yeah, I feel like it's like if only you had like some sort of 24-hour stream coming up or something. Like you could like maybe do stuff like that on, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Definitely not like Pi Day or anything.
No.
March 14th, 2020.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Yeah. So, what are your plans for that? By the way, so have you thought of the games that you're thinking of, or
I have.
do you want to save that till later to not spoil stuff, or?
I'll leave it at I'm between two ideas. I might entertain another idea or two, but I've kind of settled on two series of games that I might tackle, and I want to do at least 24-hour streams this year, possibly more. So I'm thinking that if I have it narrowed, if I leave it narrowed down to those two, I'll do one of them in this first stream, and then I'll do the other one in another stream. But I've also been in talks with a few other people about one of the games that would be part of one of the series for that 24-hour. I know I'm being very secretive, but so I'm debating if I want to save that series for the later one, since possibly sometime soon we might be digging into the other series. But yeah, I think I have the games that I want to play picked out, but I haven't officially set in stone. I just know when I'm going to start the stream and have kind of a rough idea of what I want to play, but that could also change. It's just over a month away, so I still have time to think about, maybe I want to throw this game in there instead, and I'm mulling a few other ideas around. But I'm definitely excited for it, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So, for my question, my games last month were just like looking through them. RimWorld, which so I had a good colony going, and of course, somebody set fire to inside and pretty much everything's gone. So that's done. I'm just done with that game forever. Honestly, like it's just so frustrating. It's like it's hard as nails survival game.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh yeah, you think Don't Starve was hard? That's cute, Obviously, not as close as Dark Souls 3, but regardless, in terms of survival games, it's probably one of the hardest for sure.
It's difficult in its own way.
Yeah. And then I just got off the stream today, playing Oxygen Not Included, which I still need to. I feel like there's some parts of the mechanisms in the game that I don't know what to do. So that's. I mean, it's kind of in terms of any Clay games, that's the makers of Don't Starve and stuff. That I feel like I just want to like discover things on my own, and then like if I need it, there's a Wikipedia for it. So, stuff like that.
I can understand that. Have that discovery, that enlightenment yourself, kind of like exploring a new world.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, exactly.
As you try to survive in that new world.
Yeah. Especially that, like I said, just new mechanism, especially like we were saying last month, how, indie games update the game a lot. So it's like, so they probably added so much that I'm like, I don't know what any of this does anyways. So it's one of those things that I need to just work on. Just to go back to some of those games that I might have, like Prison Architect, for instance. It's, I was astonished with the upgrades, and I'm like, what is any of this? And it's simple, but, stuff like that. And then just going back on some of the games I haven't played. Like I just tittled around with Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Such a good game.
I know, right? Well,
it's so good.
Well, the thing is, like, I originally beat Roller Coaster Tycoon on my original CD. Like, I think I don't know if we mentioned this last time, but like, hey, if you have a good computer, you'll be able to run Roller Coaster Tycoon, and like, I could probably give you the CD and you could still play it on your computer. That's how well this game is. But I believe I beat all the game on the original CD, so I'm just now trying to beat it all again. It does take some time, so I kind of like put it in the background if I want to, and then like Twitter around. Oh, I got a new ride. Okay, now I could do that. So it's kind of like in the background there, and especially Roller Coaster Tycoon Deluxe has all of the like other expansions to it. It has the other park like tabs on the top that are campaigns. So now I gotta beat those, right? So
well, of course.
So yeah, it's something for Roller Coaster Tycoon. It's something just to have in the background. Like if you're just hey, I'm gonna watch videos and have this to the side, and oh my god, a roller coaster blew up or something. That's but no, I just twiddled around with that today again, just to try to get another park completed, and little bits at a time. And then,
but I feel like with Roller Coaster Tycoon, that's also one of those games that you can kind of do it as a sort of background game, like you mentioned. But if you want to dive into it, you can get really deep in. You can get deep into it. You can put that time in to try to make your own roller coaster that's perfect, or really change your layout or something like that. So it's nice because you can kind of go either way with it.
I mean, it's no Planet Coaster, but I mean, for the game, when it was released in 2003, it is a well developed game. And like when I make a haunted house, for instance, I like to put like, I'm gonna spend a little bit of money putting some like a statue there and some fence and like make the ground kind of dirtish, make it a little bit more, relative to the ride, and stuff like that. Whereas, like we mentioned, Planet Coaster, you could add so much detail, and it's just ridiculous. And it's just like, I don't know. I just was watching this other YouTuber that basically did this like haunted house like in Planet Coaster, and I was like, man, that must took forever, because there's like 3D models and stuff that you can make in Planet Coaster. I'm like, okay, this guy is legit. Like, although when I see those, it makes me motivated to be like, I'm obviously not gonna build stuff like that, but at least have a motivation to be like, I'm gonna go back and obviously in terms of Planet Coaster and any, I guess, building game, you build it how you like it. How you like it is different from, if I say I really like this and you're like, I don't like any of this, so like, I feel like, no matter what you do, I'm just looking it up, Pixelated check him out on on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Just his stuff is incredible. That I was like, man, Planet Coaster just posted that Twitter about his builds and stuff, so clearly he's getting enough attention.
Oh, wow.
Like, it's that
yeah
good. So yeah, obviously Roller Coaster Tycoon is when we were kids, growing up, I'm like, yeah, this is just simple laid back building game, so yeah, that's really about it. I've been trying to go back to strategy games like Empire Earth or sorry, Age of Empires. I played on the Extra Life stream.
I love Age of Empires so much.
There's coming out with is it Age of Empires 4?
Yeah, buddy.
I'm so excited for that one. I'm going to pick that up for sure. It looks relatively beautiful.
Amazing, incredible.
Yeah. What is it? What word can't you use? But yeah, I played Age of Empires on Extra Life, and I lost both the battles, and I was like, okay, this is a game I need. And there were like, one was on standard, one was on easy, and I lost both. I'm like, okay, I really need to go back and like play this game again, and because I shouldn't be losing to easy. But so as I mentioned last podcast, I'm just kind of going back to some of the games that I'm on an itch again to play American Truck Simulator again, stuff like that. So maybe I'll be talking about that next month, but we'll see. But yeah, mostly still going back on, like, I just right now just can't afford games. Like, it's just, they're so expensive. I don't know how you feel about that, but
I have a problem.
You have a problem.
I see a game, I want it, I find a way to get it, whether it's, just trading games, at GameStop or something like that, or trying to find credits. Like, I actually, through giveaways and some friends and stuff, I have a few credits on the PlayStation Store, and I have Steam money in my Steam wallet, so I'm just trying to figure out, the best way that I want to apply those. So that kind of helps. Like, there's a couple games that I've wanted to get for a while, but I've just put off getting them because, one, like you said, games aren't cheap typically if you want the newer game. And also, I just have that laundry list that if you speak to any person that's been playing games for more than a week, has, where they've got a list that is bigger than a dictionary of all the games that they want to get to and all the games that they want to play. So there's a couple that I've put on the back, like Cuphead. That was one of the ones I had, sitting basically in my brain for a really long time, and then I just finally happened to see it on sale, I went, hey, you know what? This would be a fun game to stream, and I finally bought it, streamed it, and beat it. So, I was able to check that one off my list. But
Yeah. Well, oh yeah, I forgot to mention Blood Bowl. It's another strategy game that I've...
Oh, yeah.
Blood Bowl 2, and I rage quit on that stream because I don't know how many people are listening that know that game. It's part of a Warhammer miniature. It's based on a miniature game, but they made it on the computer. So basically, it's a football hit 'em up kind of game. It's more definitely like, it's not meant for like yes, you're supposed to get a touchdown, but the real aspect is just trying to injure the other players, and that way you can score touchdowns a little bit easier. But my rolls were just garbage. They were just so garbage the whole stream, and I'm like, come on. Like, I was just...
Sounds like excuses. Just kidding.
Yeah, I just literally was like, I'm done. We're playing something else, and it was just unbelievable. But yeah, and so sorry, I'm like keep going back to like my stuff. So what else have you played? Anything? I know mostly Cuphead was this month for you. So is there anything off stream that you played or?
Off stream, I didn't play a ton of different things. I played a little bit more of Death Stranding. Which I think we talked a little bit about in the last podcast. Like I said, Outer Worlds, I was able to dig more into that. I finally played the game that I wanted to play after Cuphead, because I bought them both at the same time since they were both on sale, is Undertale. Mm-hmm. And I've only played that once, but I really liked it. I've heard a lot of good things about it. I've heard great things about it from a lot of people, and I love RPGs and turn-based games and stuff like that. And this game is that, but it's different.
Yeah.
Like I can't even describe it really, because it's a turn-based game, but then in the middle of an attack, it turns into a like a dodge-em game. Other than, I can't think of any other way to say it, but like you've got to, in order. Yeah, but pretty much. Yeah, it almost turns into a kind of a platformer, but not a platformer. I don't know. It's really hard to describe, but it has enticed me and it has drawn me in to. I want to beat that game. I want to come back to it, and I want to, I do want to keep playing that, and I want to beat it.
Yeah, I got gifted it, and I never played it either, so I'm just real nervous about it as well. Like, I'm just nervous about it, because I just know, I guess, the details behind it, and I just, know it's just going to be, at one point, I'm going to be like, what is this game? What is going on? What is, why am I playing this? And I'm nervous about that. I mean, that might be a good thing, but, I mean, I'm the guy who is playing Stanley Parable, so, I mean, maybe I'll like it, so...
but sometimes aren't those, those games that make you question why you're playing it, sometimes aren't those the best moments in video games?
True.
I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah, I
But,
guess.
it's like I've mentioned about Final Fantasy before. It's not a game for everyone, but I feel like everyone should try it. It's the same with even just the little tiny bit that I've played of Undertale. I think I'm only 2 hours in or something like that, and which isn't very far, because I was kind of getting used to it and learning it and everything. But it's one of those where give it a try. You may love it. Somebody may play the Final Fantasy series. Scouter, you need to play that game.
Yeah.
But you may play it for an hour or two and go, I really don't like this game. I am not a big fan. Or you might play it and you go, you know what, this game is really good. I want to check out the other ones. I want to beat it. And that's what I love about video games. There's such a broad range, just like a lot of other, entertainment. there's such a broad spectrum of different video games and stuff like that. And yeah, Don't Starve. About the only reason that I even started playing that was because I got it for free on PlayStation and fell in love with it instantly. Like, we would play that over at, friends' houses and stuff like that. And, we'd go to play maybe Call of Duty or something and go, let's see how long each one of us can last and Don't Starve. And, of course, you would go smack some big enemy with a stick and then it'd chase you and it'd kill you. But, I probably wouldn't have picked that game up had it not been, given to me for free, just because, it was one of those smaller titles, one of those smaller developers that might have been sort of swept under the radar.
And like the Stanley Parable.
Yeah, exactly. And when you come across them, it, like I said, it's not for everyone. The Stanley Parable, I enjoyed it, but I can see a lot of people that might not enjoy it. And then there's a lot of other people that love every second of it and want more of that. Yeah, exactly. It was a good game. I had fun with it. I liked playing it.
But it's not like you would go back to it.
Maybe eventually, just to kind of like see other little bits of it or something like that. But yeah, I know the place that it holds in your heart, and I can understand that. I can see that, but it's just not that much for me. Like I said, I don't hate it. I wouldn't not play it again, but it's, I played it, I beat it. Like I said, maybe interested in seeing a few more options, hear a few more different dialogue bits and things like that. But it's, other games have now moved ahead of it in my list because I haven't played them yet. I want to get to some of those other games.
Yeah, with Undertale, I'm also debating, like, should I stream it? If I stream it, people might give me spoilers, but it's not like, I'm playing 30 seconds ahead of them anyways,
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm on the fence of what I want to do about how I should play this game, and I don't know, maybe I'll try to stream it, and then we'll see what happens, but I need to... I feel like, what you were saying with, if people gift you a game, I feel like I'm more delegated to play it, because it's like, okay, they paid, money for this game for me, regardless of where it came from. I'm going to play it, because it's like, again, it's like, kind of have to. There's one game, though, that I haven't yet, is Batman Arkham Asylum, that someone gifted me, that I never played.
That's a good one.
I'm not into superhero games or I'm not into superhero movies in general, let alone, I don't know about games, but I don't think I really grew up on a whole lot of superhero stuff, so
I'm not a big fan of Batman. I'm not a big fan of DC comics in general. I'm definitely much more of a Marvel person, which is kind of weird because I feel like kind of the darker tones and everything that are in DC would typically appeal to me more, but I like the characters and the people of Marvel more. But the Arkham games, like I said, I really don't like Batman. I'm not a fan of Batman in the slightest usually. I really enjoyed the Arkham games.
Okay. Then now I'm more
they made me a little more, they made me interested in learning about some of the different characters and stuff like that. And I mean, it's a fun kind of, beat 'em up, but there's also some other sections in there. I won't say too much about it that way in case you do get to play. But it's not just, all right, go here, beat up these bad guys. Okay, go over here, now beat up these bad guys. All right, now go here, beat up these bad guys. And then, okay, here's this boss. He's basically just a little bit tougher bad guy, so beat him up a little bit longer, and then you've won. That is kind of the basic core of it, but there's more to it, for sure. Like I said, there's other kind of genres in within the game, there's a few other like sub games, kind of like you were mentioning about with Undertale. It's almost a game within a game for some of them. But yeah, I would recommend giving that one a go because it is fun. The combat makes you feel kind of awesome.
Yeah.
If once you can string these combos together and once you learn some more about it.
Well, like for instance,
yeah.
If you're saying that, what was it? I'm looking through my game list right now too. I keep going back to it for some reason because it's great. Shadow of Mordor, Middle Earth. That's another one. Like, I technically beat the game, but it's just nice to go back into it and just kill a bunch of goblins. I don't know why. And now that I'm, like, overpowered and stuff, and now I obviously know how to play the game. Obviously starting off, you're not that far, skill-wise, and you don't have upgraded stuff, where, now I pretty much beat the game. Now I have all this upgraded stuff, so it's like, this is butter, but it's still fun. Like Shadow of Mordor, it's another one, that
one of the big draws of a lot of video games is you can feel that, for lack of a better term, that power almost. I'm never going to be able to play tennis against, Andy Roddick or Serena Williams or something and stand a chance.
Oh, yeah.
But I can play a video game and I can beat them.
Yeah.
I can play Madden NFL and I can win the Super Bowl. But the chances of that happening to me in real life are non-existent.
Mm-hmm.
So it's that kind of you can't wield lightning just through your body. There's different science experiments and stuff you can do and equipment and things, but you can't.
We're not encouraging anyone.
Exactly.
Just making that clear. No.
Exactly. But you can do that in a video game. So like you said with Shadows of Mordor, you can feel that kind of that overpowered, that feeling where you can just rule whatever it is. No matter what the genre is. Like I said, a sports game or a driving game. Unfortunately, I'm probably never going to be able to drive an F1 car. Mm-hmm. I would love to. That would be amazing. So if anybody who's listening to this happens to have a sponsor or something, or own, we need to talk, please. Yeah. But I can play one of the F1 racing games, and now I can be in the driver's seat of an F1, Formula One racing car, and win a trophy, or I can win millions of dollars in the game or something. So I can fully understand wanting to go back and play those games where, yeah, like you said, you started out and you were just kind of Joe Nobody with no power. It took you seven hits from your sword to kill anything, but now you can take out 6 orcs with one swipe. And it's just that kind of transport yourself to a literal fantasy world and kind of do things that you just can't do because of the physical limitations of the real world.
Yeah. Oh, that's probably why I like American. Well, like any simulator, I really need to buy farming simulator, but I don't know how much I'll enjoy it. But like anything, American Truck and Euro Truck Simulator, like when I play that, for instance, like as you were mentioning, I get so secluded and dry. Like it's keyboard and mouse, but I'm like I did. When I was a kid, had a steering wheel and pedals, and I don't know what it is, obviously. And they're stupid expensive now.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So
it's insane.
But,
bunch of jerks.
For me, for instance, I'm a big keyboard and mouse fan for, like, 99% of my games. But, so even keyboard and mouse, playing American Truck Simulator, I'm always secluded, and sometimes you'll see me streaming, and like I look behind my shoulder to my blind spot like I would in real life, and like that's how much Secluded this game gets me. As much as it's so weird, you know. And same thing with when I'm really excited for it. Flight Simulator is coming out this year. I'm so hyped about that one too that I'm gonna buy that for sure. That I played that when I was younger too. Like a lot of simulator games I played and building games, and just to have that back again, and just to get Secluded on. Oh yeah, I'm not in a simulation, like. And it's stupid. Like with Flight Simulator, for instance, like I'm like, what does this button do? Oh my god, I'm starting to engines. What's going on? Like, it's cool to like not have any skill set on some of the stuff, and then you're just like thrown in an airplane and like, good luck. And I'm like, right, what do I do? So
yeah. Dang, I probably shouldn't say this out loud. But I wish I had known that you wanted to get Farming Simulator before, because they had it free on the Epic Games Store. But it's not there anymore.
Dang, that's okay. No, I mean, I also don't know. I keep asking Battery H every once in a while, like, which one should I get? Because I know I don't know how often, like, if, Farming Sim 2020 comes out, like, is it the same thing as any other game like they do for NHL 20? They just copy and paste? Or, is it something new that I would enjoy? Is the game still glitched? Which is probably yes.
I can see that. Can I buy Farming Simulator 2013 and it's just as good as 2019, but it's, a third of the price? I see what you mean. I can understand that.
Again, just to have that, okay, I'm purchasing, a game that I want to like. I don't want to buy, Farming Sim 19 and then, well, that was not, fun. And plus, as you said, you don't want to, get the game and then you get it glitchy and then you're not going to enjoy it. I'm just excited for Flight Simulator. It's been so long since I played a Flight Simulator game, and I'm just itching. I'm just itching for that one. It's just one of those things. Anyways, so, anyways, sorry.
You're good.
Anyway, so real quick, I'm just gonna talk about some games that I know we talked about games that were coming out this year, which I kind of added a few, so I thought to add some to that list of some stuff. I looked into New Cities. It's basically
I haven't heard of that one.
It's basically it's like it's like overscale of a SimCity builder. Like, it's massive. Like, you should see how much like space there is. It looks very simple, but it looks really detailed, or it looks like.
Is this the one you sent me?
I might have. I tweeted it out because
maybe that's where
I died when I was watching it. Because it looks like you could do so much stuff. Looks really simple, but looks really fun.
Goodness.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, I'm just looking at it right now, and I'm losing my mind.
See, yeah. You can build a lot in that game. I'm not sure
Holy cow.
how much is going to... Yeah. So...
All right, I'm gonna be useless the rest of this podcast.
All right, well, that's fine. That's fine. Honestly,
I apologize, everyone.
No, I'm just gonna blab about the other ones, but yeah, clearly I got Smokinace into that one already. So yeah, it looks really good. And then we're talking about Universalism.
Oh, that game is so good.
What, Universal or?
Yes, Universalism.
So,
I mean, this one looks amazing, though, by the way. You can get the highest tier for 88% off.
oh yeah,
It's normally $1,000.
yeah.
Anyway, sorry, Universalism. Yeah.
No, it's fine.
Other games.
No, I thought Universalism is out already, but no, it's in early access.
Actually, I have a follow up to that really quick.
Yeah.
I was just looking at it right before we were getting ready to start this, and they finally went into beta just a few days ago.
Oh, it does say now.
I think it was like 4 days ago. Mm-hmm. They officially went over into beta.
Yeah. It just looks. I mean, I saw you and Return of the Zack playing it, but
So much fun.
I didn't know how much is really into it, and I looked at like you could go like in the future, and I was like, oh, so it's basically a SimCity, you know, a universe. Is anyone finding a trend on what games I like? It's very, you know, open world building building a city game, and like I saw you and like I said, Return of Zack play, and I was like, I don't know, looks okay, but now with all the stuff that looks adding to it, looks really good.
And there's Twitch integration.
Yeah, which I did with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then two more quick ones, which technically these are this one's already out as well. Tabs, Totally Accurate Battle Simulator.
That's fun too.
It looks silly
really
and simple, but it looks, I don't know, maybe I'll get that one on sale. But it's basically you have a set of armies that you compete against each other. There's, I believe, campaigns and stuff. So yeah, and then lastly, Not for Broadcast. This one, I don't really know how I found it. I think through Twitter.
I have not heard of that one.
Well, basically, so what I understand it is like, I'm just going to read it. It says, take control of a national nightly news as a radical government comes to power. In this immersive high-pressure propaganda simulator, you control what people see and determine what's not for broadcast. So I think you, like, from what I've seen from these clips, it's like you see, video clips, and you determine, like, okay, this one's going to go on the air tonight, and this one's going to go on the air, and then there's certain outcomes with that. Like, either, people are going to uprise, people are going to, like, people are going to be like, oh, this guy's a crappy reporter or something. Like, I don't know. It looks kind of interesting. So yeah, those are 4 games that I've already added to this list. So yeah, check those out.
Sorry, I was looking at Not for Broadcast for a little bit, but then I got back to New Cities.
See, yeah. I don't know. New Cities too. We'll see what kind of comes out of that. I don't know. It looks, I
might be backing this one.
It looks so simple and, yeah, there's some backing you could do for temporarily, because I believe it's like, you could play the bait. I think you could play play it for free for a bit, I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to look more into this one after we get off of here.
Yeah.
Let's wrap this up. Roll credits.
Let's wrap this up. Thanks for everyone for watching. I guess we're going to get going because I guess I got Smokinace into a city.
Hey, you show me good games. I trust your opinion on a lot of games. We've known each other for a little while now and kind of know each other's tastes a little bit. So, I never trust anybody else's review of games or movies, but I know once I get to know somebody and we talk more and we find common grounds and stuff, I'm obviously a lot more open to listening to their suggestions. And as the last 20 minutes has proven that fact, it's not a guarantee that I'm going to love this game. It's not a guarantee that I'm going to,
I love the
get this
Stanley
game.
Parable Ultimate Edition, because you're going to get it anyway, so...
I did save money because someone was very generous enough to gift that game to me. So maybe I can, spare the dollars to get that. But no, I mean, yeah, like I said, I always trust my own opinion on things. I'll still listen to people's opinions, but if I know that someone has similar interests or they have common, interests as me, I'm obviously much more open to, hey, check this game out. You know what? I'll look into it.
Yeah.
Because I know that they're not, as far as I know, you're not a developer for this New Cities.
Not that I know if I wish.
So, what, there's nothing, it's the cynical person in me, but there's nothing to gain from, from you getting me to buy this game other than just something else for us to talk about or to discuss. Mm-hmm. So I feel like you're genuinely suggesting a game because you think I might enjoy it or because, it's something that I might be interested in. So that obviously gives me more of a reason to want to look into it more, check it out, play it, or anything like that. So
yeah, well, like most of these are like on Twitter or something, and I really do need to get back into like a Discord that is just indie games and that people like, oh, look at this, because I don't mind myself like just to see other games and even like Planetism or that we were talking about, like even that I was like, I even watched another video, even as much as I saw you and Zach play it, I'm like, I still want to see 20 minutes of it and see maybe what's added, and it just, I don't know, I'm still on the fence about Universalism. Like maybe I'll see some more of it. Oh, did I tell you about Outer Wilds? Did I tell you about that one?
No, I was talking with somebody the other day, or somebody at my work, not too long ago, but I don't believe that you and I had any conversations about it.
Oh, you might like that one too. I think that one's out already on a game system, but it's going to be on the computer shortly, hopefully. But I don't know if I should continue watching a YouTuber play it, but I've been watching it. It seemed pretty like a space exploration kind of game that looks fun. But anyways.
Okay, yeah, looking at it, it's kind of funny because I just clicked on one of the screenshots in Steam, and it, it says the planned release date is TBD. But this one single image that I've clicked on, it reminds me of Myst. I don't know if you ever played Myst. Mm-hmm. That's a much older game, but I know this game isn't like that. But this looks like it could be fun. I might have to look into that one a little bit more. But this New Cities game.
Yeah. Okay. We'll stop the podcast. You'll play it, and then you know what? Let me know how that is, and then we'll talk about it next month. So.
Fair enough.
As I was saying, I think you can play like a free demo for a bit, but I'm not sure. But
yeah.
Anyways, all right. Thanks everyone for listening. Check out Smokinace. He's awesome. Maybe check him out playing New Cities. And we'll come back next month. Now it's a little bit of a shorter podcast, but still we managed to add 20 minutes. I don't know how that always happens. But anyways.
You get me talking about video games. You get me talking about video games or Extra Life, I can talk for days.
Yeah, so I hope you guys are enjoying this. I sure do. I definitely want to talk about, some of the games we've been playing maybe more than once, like you were saying, like you played one game more than once in a month. That's fine, but we try to tend to play something else, at least something, so we could talk about it next month. But I hope you guys enjoy this new setup and a new way of where we're going with this, and Yeah, definitely check out both of our stuff and mostly our Extra Lives and donate money to both of ours.
Absolutely.
I think any donation you give to Smoke Ace, you should give to me, so, and vice versa. You know?
You're always helping kids,
yeah,
and it's always a good thing.
So, yes. Thanks, Smoking Ace, again. We'll definitely enjoyed talking with you, and thanks for stopping by, as usual. So
thank you for having me, and thank you everybody for watching.
Yeah. All right. See you next time. Bye.
Take care, everybody. Bye.